you. So I will move our slide on now.
So we thought we would just begin by going over the structure of the course. We know that, you know, a lot of the people that attend these sessions, they've been doing advanced hire for a wee while, but we're also aware that we've got a new person in tonight who's going to be teaching it, and that it will also be getting used future as part of STACS. So the course, like all computing courses, is made up of both theory and practical. The theory element is made up of 3 units. Notice computer systems isn't there, so it's still 3 units following on from National 5 and higher. We've got our software design development, we've got our web design development, and we've got our database design and development.
So does that mean
systems out, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so is the course similar to the kind of National 5 and higher, and that there's no optional unit?
Yep.
There's an optional unit.
There is the option. Yes, there is the optional unit. As with the National 5 and the higher, the pupils are expected to cover all of the units, but in the exam, they would pick either to do the database section or they would do the web design and development section. The only thing that we need to know about, we need to be aware of, is that in the exam, they need to know about the integration in both sections, and we're going to cover that later.
Okay, okay. I mean, we know that the integration was highlighted in the course report is something that we need to look at. So like the project is like 80 marks, and hopefully everyone knows, they know that the template that the people should be spending approximately about 40 hours on it.
That's right, and honestly, we're looking forward to see these amazing projects coming in. We were talking about it earlier. We've only got 4 weeks to go, and we'll be away marking them all. So
I can't wait for that 180-page one to come in.
That's going to Morag. Right. So if we move on to the next frame, and that's going to show us the skills that are assessed and the number of marks per skill, which is quite good. So you can see here, first thing to notice is that our skills are all from, the analysis, design, implementation, testing, and the evaluation from our software development cycle. And these
what pupils are already familiar with, isn't it?
And what we need to know is that all of these skills are going to be sampled across the whole course content. So by that, I mean, you're not just going to get design in a database question, implementation in a software question. You can expect them to be across them all. And the other thing is that most of the questions are all going to be set in scenarios, and the students should be relating their answers to the scenario as best they can.
There's quite a lot of reference made to that in the course reports, that pupils have been a bit too sort of generic in their answers, haven't they?
Just memorising, almost like memorising definitions, isn't it, Fiona?
I'd rather than relating it back to the context of the question itself.
Now, the bit I like here in this one is, now, especially at this time, we can tell you exactly how many marks are for design and projects, how many are for implementation. But look, we can see how many marks are going towards design in the actual question paper and how many are going for implementation. So the pupils can have a good idea of what they can expect in the paper.
Yes. And it's summarising the breakdown for them very nicely there, isn't it?
Absolutely. Fiona, passing back to you.
On this next one here, we've got a wee summary of what to expect, what people should expect in the question paper. So I've taken just the past 3 years with the new format of paper and just broken it up to show where the questions have fallen. You'll see that there's some things there that are reliable to, that have pretty much come up every year in recent times. And I've just split it up. We've got programming STD question areas on the top 2/3, and then we've got the areas relating to database, the integration, which is present in both database and web, and then the web sort of coverage down the bottom there. And I'll let everybody have a minute there just to have a look over this.
definitely seems to be a pattern of topics there, Fiona, especially, you know, something like the OOPS question, which we know comes up every year.
Yep, absolutely. And some of these, like the big question, we will come on to in more detail, you know, in a few minutes. Also, the integration area, which is down here with the DDD to WDD connection and the sort of integration part, we're coming to that later as well. But things like that are dependable, your object-oriented question,
The linked list question.
Linked list, either single or double, as you can see that come up for the past 3 years. The advanced higher data structure, the 2D array, is going to be in there. They will need to be familiar with UML, use case diagrams and class diagrams, of course. So that's an important one. And the use case diagram has come up as part of a question on with other things. And of course, the class diagram is integral. It's a key part to the object-oriented. And in a minute, I'm going to refer back to that from the course report, basically pointing out the fact that pupils have not fully sort of looked at their class diagram and taken on board when they've gone to answer that object-oriented question. Obviously, you've got your advanced higher algorithms, which are going to be in there. We'll come back to talk about insertion sort, because that has been the sort of slightly weaker of the 3 of them, I think, in terms of particularly in the evidence from the big question from the last 2 years. Testing, as you can see, has been there every year. And if you look at the testing, you'll see from the question numbers, question 7, question 10, or question 8 and question 11, that shows that testing was examined in the context of either the database section or the web section. And you'll find that pupils will be doing one or the other, but the questions will have a similar, what would you say, a similar focus?
It's the common themes, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that analysis, testing and evaluation and maintenance, so that can be across the 3 units.
Exactly. So, and it's the paper's designed so that it will be very similar in terms of if you're asked that for the database candidates, then there'll be something very similar but related to the web side of things.
Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The same as you can see for evaluation 2022. It came up in both question 8 and question 11. And maintenance in 2023, again, made an appearance in both the database and the web sections.
Right.